Renault per 99 has a best lap time of 1:31.400. Armin Sunoiler posted 2:33.237 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Here we go, folks. The atmosphere is electric as the drivers prepare to unleash their machines on the track at Bridgehampton race circuit for the qualifying session.
The pressure is on to set the fastest lap times, and the tension in the air is palpable.
It's an impressive showing by Eddie G in qualifying. They have set the bar high, leading the way with their exceptional performance. It's a fantastic position to be in, and they will be looking to convert it into a strong race result.
Absolutely, Rob. Eddie G is making their presence known with their outstanding performance. Their competitors will need to dig deep and find something special to challenge their supremacy.
And there goes Renault per 99, currently in position 2. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result. Impressive display by Roll Postma, currently sitting in position 8. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position.
Spot on analysis, Rob. Roel Postma has positioned themselves well in 8th. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position in the upcoming race.
Quinn 1962 has positioned themselves well in 2nd during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move. Quinn 1962 has completed their outlap. What an impressive performance from Renault per 99. They are currently leading the pack in this qualification session, showing incredible pace and skill. It's a commanding position for them, and they have set the bar high for their competitors. Renault per 99 has completed their outlap. Quinn 1962 has completed their outlap. What a performance from Eddie G. They currently occupy 10th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable starting spot?
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Eddie G has done a fantastic job to claim 10th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
There are just over 15 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 15 minutes left in this qualification session. Lars has completed their outlap. Armin Sunoiler has completed their outlap. Jerry Yu has secured a respectable 8th in the qualifying session. Jerry Yu has just completed a lap in 1:33.912. Let's see if they can improve on their time further. Currently in 7th, Richard Rossier has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. Richard Rossier has completed their first flying lap in 1:32.624. It's an impressive showing by Roel Postma, currently in 3rd. Roel Postma has just completed that lap in 1:31.305. Their best lap so far is 1:31.305, putting them in P3. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? Impressive work from Renault99, who has claimed 2nd on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position.
Spot on analysis, Rob. Renault99 has positioned themselves well in 2nd. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position in the upcoming race.
A strong showing from Lars as they currently sit in 8th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve. A solid qualifying performance by Armin Sunoiler, positioning them in 6th at the moment. The question now is whether they can. Armin Sunoiler has just completed a lap in 1:32.067. Let's see if they can improve on their time further. Impressive display by Richard Rossier, currently sitting in position 7. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position.
Great analysis, Rob. Richard
Rossier will be happy having put themselves into 4th in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. I'm sure they can find a little extra in there.
A solid performance from Jack M team as they currently hold position 4. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Incredible drive by Eddie G so far, earning them 7th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? Eddie G will be happy having put themselves into 5th in this qualifying session.
It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
And there goes Jack M team, currently in position 4. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result. What a performance from Jerry Yu. They currently occupy 9th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position? Jerry Yu has some work to do as that 1:33.372 is only good enough for 9th. Jack M team has secured a respectable 4th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance? Jack M team will be happy having put themselves into 2nd in this qualifying session. Impressive work from Armin Sunoiler, who has claimed 7th on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Mr. Bang has some work to do, as that 132.896 is only good enough for 9th.
There's still more time to be had, but I don't know if they are going to find it before the session is over.
It's a masterclass from Quim 1962 in this qualification session. They have stamped their authority on the track, setting the pace and currently leading the pack. It's an outstanding performance, and they are making their intentions clear for the race ahead. A strong showing from Lars as they currently sit in 8th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Lars's current position of 8th reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
Lars has completed their first flying lap in 132.036. It's an impressive showing by Armin Suneuler, currently in 8th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher? Currently in 5th, Richard Rossier has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position. A solid qualifying performance by Jerry Yu, positioning them in 10th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners. Jerry Yu has some work to do, as that 134.170 is only good enough for 10th.
That's not a bad time, but I am sure they can improve further on that.
Richard Rossier has positioned themselves well in 5th during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start. Richard Rossier will be happy having put themselves into 5th in this qualifying session. A solid performance from Roll Postma, as they currently hold position 3. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. What a performance from Eddie G. They currently occupy 6th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favourable starting spot? There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. And there goes Jury U, currently in position 10. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Jorg Yu has done a fantastic job to claim 10th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
Incredible drive by Renopa99 so far, earning him third on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up? It's been a struggle for Smells Like We in qualifying. As of now, they find themselves in 11th position, which is well below their expectations. However, motorsport is unpredictable, and there's still an opportunity for them to shine and move up the grid. Armin Sunoiler has put in a great effort and currently holds 8th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? Impressive work from Richard Rossier, who has claimed. Richard Rossier will be happy having put themselves into 5th in this qualifying session. Currently in 9th, Mr. Bang has some work to do as that 502.879 is only good enough for 9th. It's an impressive showing by Richard Rossier, currently in 5th. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
You're spot on, Rob. Richard Rossier's current position of 5th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
Richard Rossier will be happy having put themselves into 3rd in this qualifying session.
Every fraction of a second counts. I'm sure they can find a little extra in there.
Eddie G has secured a respectable 6th in the qualifying session. Can they capitalize on this position and use it as a launching pad for a stronger race performance? Eddie G has some work to do as that 131.146 is only good enough for 6th.
There's still more time to be had, but I don't know if they are going to find it before the session is over.
Impressive display by Jury U, currently sitting in position 10. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position.
Spot on analysis, Rob. Jorg Yu has positioned themselves well in 10th. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position in the upcoming race.
Jury U has some work to do as that 133.334 is only good enough for 10th. A solid performance from Eddie G as they currently hold position 6. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid. Eddie G will be happy having put themselves into third in this qualifying session. A solid qualifying performance by Jerry Yu, positioning them in 10th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners. What a performance from Mr. Bang. They currently occupy 9th on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favorable starting spot?
Absolutely, Rob. Mr. Bang has shown great potential to secure 9th. It's now a matter of channeling that momentum into a strong performance during the race.
Incredible performance by Quim 1962 so far. They have been the benchmark in this qualification session, consistently setting fast lap times and securing the top spot. It's a commanding position for them, and their rivals will be chasing their tail.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Quim 1962 has asserted their authority on the track with their commanding performance. The gap between them and the rest of the field is quite significant.
Disappointing performance from Smells Like We in this qualifying session. Currently in 11th position, they'll need to dig deep and find some extra speed to climb up the leaderboard and secure a better starting position for the race.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Smells Like We might be disappointed with their current position, but there's still time to make a difference. They'll need to remain composed, analyze the data, and push themselves to the limit to improve their qualifying result.
Smells Like We has just completed that lap in 6:04.061. Their best lap so far is 1:33.451, putting them in P11. Will they be able to hold on to that spot? Not the ideal start for maybe today Satan in this qualifying session. Currently in 12th position, they'll be eager to put together a strong final lap to improve their standing. The pressure is on, and they'll need to deliver their best performance. A challenging session for Smells Like We so far. They're currently in 11th position, which is not where they wanted to be. But in motorsport, we've seen remarkable comebacks, and they'll be hoping to turn their fortunes around and secure a better result. Smells Like We has some work to do, as that 1:33.432 is only good enough for 11th. It's been a challenging day for Smells Like We in qualifying. They currently sit in 11th position, which is not reflective of their true potential. With the session nearing its end, they'll need to push hard and extract every ounce of performance to improve their result.
You're spot on, Rob. Smells Like We has had a tough time in this qualifying session, but they shouldn't be counted out just yet. With their experience and the support of their team, they might find the extra speed needed to move up the grid.
You've joined us on a breezy day here at Bridgehampton Race Circuit, as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The drivers are looking focused out there on the grid. I'm excited for this one, Rob.
Starting from pole position is a dream come true for Quim 1962.
They'll be excited at their prospects for this race.
The second place on the grid belongs to Jack M Team, a driver with plenty of experience. As the green flag drops, keep an eye on Eddie G starting in third position.
What can they do with that Estonia 25 from here?
In fourth place, we have Richard Rossia. Starting from the fifth position on the grid, we have Renopa 99. Roll Postma is going to be starting from sixth.
But they're going to have to time their moves just right if they want to come out on top.
Lars will be looking to gain ground quickly as they start from seventh on the grid. As the engines roar to life, Armin Sunoila prepares to take off from the eighth position on the starting grid. In the middle of the pack, we have Mr. Bang starting from the ninth position on the grid.
It's the Hards tire compounds for Mr. Bang.
On the 10th grid slot, we have Jerry Yu.
They've got the heart of a lion, and they won't back down from a challenge.
Starting from 11th on the grid is a tough ask for Smells Like We, but they're up for the challenge. A flash of green and we're off skipping and hopping like a bandicoot in a library. Who's going to annotate this first chapter with a lead?
This here's a wild Bronco ride from the get-go. Those drivers best hang on tight, lest they get thrown into the dust.
The tension is palpable here. No one will want to make a crucial mistake on the first lap.
There are a few drivers with a point to prove, and a few with some grudges to bear. Will we see a clean race today?
All the drivers will be trying to take advantage of the pack whilst they're still bunched up.
It's always intense racing here at Bridgehampton Race Circuit. Hold on to your hats, folks.
The racing is normally closely fought here at Bridgehampton Race Circuit. I think we are in for a cracking race.
Well, butter my cornbread. Mr. Bang's playing it cool and steady. Maybe they're just enjoying the beautiful Bridgehampton here at Bridgehampton Race Circuit. Can't blame them.
Is there a better sight than a field of elite racing drivers battling for position? Oh, things are getting intense for Mr. Bang. They're sandwiched between Smells Like We and Jerry Yu, navigating this high-speed battleground. The gap to the car ahead is 0.1 seconds, while the car behind is only 0.2 seconds away.
Couldn't agree more, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind create a dynamic situation for Mr. Bang. They must carefully manage their position while being mindful of potential overtaking opportunities.
Talk about being caught in the middle. Mr. Bang is sandwiched between their rivals, Smells Like We 0.2 seconds behind and Jerry Yu 0.1 seconds ahead. The battle for position is on.
Spot on analysis, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind are like a double-edged sword for Mr. Bang. They can use the gaps to their advantage, but they also need to be aware of the threats from both directions.
We got a close battle as Richard Rossia closes in on Renopa 99. Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Mr. Bang is sniffing around Armin Sunoila like a dog with a bone. And it looks like they might just take a bite out of sixth.
At this rate, Mr. Bang and Armin Sunoila are so close, they could share a cup of tea and a biscuit.
Oi, Jerry Yu, ever tried tailgating at a barbie? Cos Eddie's grill is getting a good look now. Try the snags while you're at it. Tough break for Eddie G, who has just lost a position.
Racing's an art, and sometimes the canvas changes mid-stroke. Eddie's shift will add to the intrigue of today's story.
A tough moment for Eddie G, who has just lost a place, dumping them down to 9th.
Well, slap my knee and call it a dance. Eddie's taken a lil sidestep there.
I'm sure Jury U in 9th is starting to notice Eddie G is right on their tail and is still closing the gap. Can they hold on to their position? It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. Well, if it isn't Jury U, the wild wallaby of the track, hopping right off the tarmac. This race has turned into a game of cat and mouse. Eddie G is the predator, with Lars firmly in their sights. Boy, Renault Per 99 tried to pull a Steve Irwin and wrestle with the track limits. Track 1, Renault Per 99 to 0. You Americans have your drive-thrus. Here, Jack M team's trying to make this a drive past on Renault Per 99.
Well, let's see if they can supersize that pass, or if they'll just get a side of disappointment. The rubber's burning, the crowd's yearning, and Jack M team's engine is churning to get past Renault Per 99.
Mr. Bang wants to close that gap with Jury U. Hold that thought, hold the phone, talk about going walkabout on the track. Mr. Bang's off on a little bush adventure at Bridgehampton race circuit, aren't they?
Well, shoot, Mr. Bang's channeling me trying to park in the city. A complete disaster, but always a show.
Not much room to breathe for Armin Sunoiler with Roll Postma trailing so close. I reckon we'll see a move soon, especially at Millstone Straight. Buckle up. Renault Per 99 is all over Jack M team like a cheap suit. Are we about to see some wheel-to-wheel action? You know, racing is all about strategy. It's like choosing between a sausage sizzle and a meat pie.
Sausage sizzle? Why not just grab a burger and call it a day? But I get your point. Strategy is everything out here.
This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory? Alright, hold your horses. Jack M team is really putting the heat on Roll Postma. If I were Roll Postma, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop.
Oi, Rob, wouldn't want to be in Roel Postma's shoes right now, would y'all? Talk about a pressure cooker situation.
They're going side by side, door handle to door handle. This is as close as it gets, folks. Who will have the courage to outbrake the others? What a tight spot for Renault Per 99. They have Armin Sunoiler right on their tail 0.1 seconds away, and Jack M team just inches away with a gap of 0.2 seconds. It's a true test of their racecraft. Now, this is a challenging position for Renault Per 99. Stuck between a rock and a hard place, with Armin Sunoiler closing in 0.1 seconds behind and Jack M team just ahead with a gap of 0.2 seconds.
You're absolutely right, Rob. The gaps to the cars ahead and behind act as a measuring stick for Renault Per 99's performance. They'll have to keep a close eye on those gaps to stay in control of their race.
If I had $1 for every time Roll Postma closed a gap like this, I'd have enough for a pint at the local. Get ready, Armin Sun. Sorry to cut in here, I don't think that's the fastest way around Bridgehampton race circuit. As Roll Postma trails Jack M team, it's a bit reminiscent of my cat chasing a laser point. Determined, but always just a tad behind.
Yeehaw, it's like Roel Postma took a detour through the drive-thru. With a gap that big, I hope they ordered extra determination with a side of grit.
It's not coming up roses for roll post. Breaking news, folks. Jury U is pitting. They're giving it everything they've got. It's a battle of nerves as they push the limits of adhesion, going wheel to wheel in a thrilling display of racing prowess. Fantastic move from Smells Like We, who has just gained a position.
That's what we like to see. Smells Like We is really showing their class today.
Hang on, has Smells Like We just played their wild card? They're lounging at 8th now. Any bloke or Sheila saying Assetto Corsa friends isn't top notch is a few kangaroos short of the top paddock. Out there, it's art on wheels.
Totally get you. Like, they're born racers. That weaving, the speed, just mesmerizing. It's like watching a roo dodging a ute on a highway. All skill, mate, all skill.
Smells Like We is giving it their all as they chase down Armin Sunoiler in P7.
One important aspect here is choosing the right braking points. Smells Like We needs to be precise to avoid overshooting and losing valuable time.
As the laps tick by, Quim 1962 finds themselves in first. Every moment counts. Quim 1962's pushing harder than a kangaroo in a boxing match, widening their lead over Richard Rossier. They've found their rhythm like a didgeridoo player in full swing. Hold on to your stubbies. Smells Like We is closing in on Armin Sunoiler like a bachelor at the end of a bucks night. Hope Armin Sunoiler either brought some lube or protection. Smells Like We is trying their best, but can't seem to find the pace to keep up with Armin Sunoiler at the moment. Quim 1962's blitzing past like a bushfire, and these slower cars are like dry tinder. They better make way before they get burned.
Couldn't have said it better, Rob. It's like when a tornado's coming down the plains. You don't stand and watch, you get out of its path. Same deal with that blue flag.
Richard Rossier is making ground on Quim 1962 quicker than a roo in a paddock. Now, the gap's just 15.3 seconds.
Like a fox in the henhouse, Richard Rossier is causing all kinds of trouble for Quim 1962.
Oi, Smells Like We's giving it a red-hot go in 8th. Just a few kangaroo hops behind Armin Sunoiler. Might see a cheeky move soon. Well, don't come the raw prawn. Smells Like We's giving it some stick, pulling Armin Sunoiler into a mere 0.6 seconds.
The way Smells Like We's conserving their energy while managing the ERS deployment?
Breaking news, folks. By the looks of it, Smells Like We reckon Bridgehampton race circuit had a hidden shortcut. Too bad there isn't one.
Well, butter my biscuit. Smells Like We took a trip to the weeds. Must have thought they were at a barn dance the way they spun around.
Oof, if Jack M Team was a kangaroo, they'd be roadkill by now. Come on, mate, put some pep in that step.
Gee whiz, Jack M Team is so far back, I'm half expecting to see tumbleweeds blow past. Maybe a vulture or two.
Jack M Team is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 0.39 seconds down.
Can Jack M Team refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they are capable of?
You know, Armin Sunoiler reminds me of my dating life. Starts with promise, ends up tailing behind everyone else.
Exactly. Armin Sunoiler's got to be careful not to overdrive, sort of like overcooking a steak. No one wants a burnt race, right?
The best laid plans of mice and men, haha, but it's certainly not going to plan for Armin Sunoiler right now as they are struggling to keep up with Renault 99. Oh mate, Jack M Team's more out of place than a vegan at a Bunnings sausage sizzle. Time to throw another gear on the Barbie.
Well, slap my grandma and call me Sally. Jack M Team's got more distance to cover than my cousin Cletus has teeth. But if anyone can bridge that gap, it's Jack M Team.
Bloody ripper. Jack M Team's just made Richard Rossier look like they're on a Sunday drive with that scorcher of a lap. Tell me, mate, ever tried doing a burnout in a ute? It's bloody bonza.
The ute? You guys and your funny names. That's just a pickup, right? Trust me, I've burnt more rubber than you've had shrimp on the Barbie.
Look at that, Jack M Team is hot on the tail of Richard Rossier. This is where the skill and experience of the drivers really come into play. Jerry Yu will need to stay focused and keep pushing, even when the gap seems insurmountable. It's not over until the checkered flag drops.
Absolutely. Georg Yu and 10th will need to be patient and carefully work to reduce that gap without overdriving it, as they can't afford to take unnecessary risks and risk an off or damaging their car. Let's see if they have what it takes to get back into the game here.
This is a thrilling battle as Jack M Team edges closer to Richard Rossier in their fight for P2.
It's like watching a hawk circling its prey, waiting for the right moment to swoop.
Looks like Jack M Team remembered to twist that anti-roll bar, giving them better cornering. If they get any closer to Richard Rossier, they'll be seeing what they had for brekkie. I've been analysing races for quite some time, and the sheer endurance of these drivers never ceases to amaze me.
Couldn't agree more. It's not just about physical stamina but mental fortitude. To stay sharp, lap after lap, especially with so many variables at play, it's a testament to their dedication and skill.
The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. Jack M Team's inching ever closer to Richard Rossier.
Shoot, Rob, you ever seen a hound chase a rabbit? That's Jack M Team for y'all, trying to close in on Richard Rossier with every twist and turn of Bridgehampton race circuit.
It's a battle of wills out there, with Jerry Yu trying to outsmart and outmaneuver Mr. Bang. The gap is slowly closing, but time is running out. Will we see a dramatic finish to this race?
I agree, Georg Yu is putting in the effort. Sort of like me at karaoke night. Not sure about the results, but full points for enthusiasm.
Well, I'd raise a toast to that move. Cheers to Jack M Team for nabbing second.
Absolutely. Jack M Team is really putting on a clinic out there, and they're making it look easy.
I tell you, mate, the tech in these cars would outshine any gizmo you'd find in a Sydney cafe.
As long as it doesn't make my morning coffee, I'm good. But yeah, the tech here is like something out of Silicon Valley.
By the looks of it, Richard Rossier in third is keen to throw another shrimp on the Barbie and crank up the heat on Jack M Team. Hold on to your stubbies.
With just 0.6 seconds between them, will Richard Rossier be able to keep up the pace and make a pass?
If Roll Postma goes any slower, they'll join me in my failed dreams collection. Front row seats available. Fair dinkum. Roll postmas finding those aerodynamic sweet spots. Could be adjusting that front wing angle to cut through the air like a hot knife through butter. Ladies and gents, we've got ourselves a high-speed pursuit. Renault 99 is stalking Lars's every move.
The gap between them is just over 0.7 seconds. Can Renault 99 close that gap and get back in range? I can't see it happening at this point.
Things are getting spicy as Roll Postma is breathing down Richard Rossier's neck. The gap? Mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them.
And the drivers know it too, Rob. They're giving it everything they've got, and you can see them pushing the limits of the car's capabilities.
It's a tale of two drivers right now, with Roll Postma gaining places and Richard Rossier losing them. Blimey, Lars is sticking to Renault 99 like a kangaroo to her Joey. At this rate, they'll be side by side as they hit Millstone Straight. Lars is giving it a red-hot go, but can't seem to muster the pace to keep up with Renault 99. It's like chasing a roux on a motorbike. During your racing career, Hal, did you have any specific techniques to regain concentration if you felt it slipping?
Yes, Rob, I had a few techniques. One was to take a couple of deep breaths and briefly reset my focus. Another was to use a specific keyword or phrase as a mental trigger to refocus my mind on the task at hand.
You reckon Lars saw a spider in the cockpit? 'Cause they're running away from the front like it's Huntsman Central. Things are looking as crook as Rookwood for Lars, lagging behind Renault 99 and the gap stretching out like a long country road. They'll need to find some extra grunt to flip this situation. Roll Postma's so far off pace, they might be better off in a hearse. At least then someone would be pushing from behind.
Indeed, the tension is palpable as Roel Postma tries to reel in Jack M Team. But Jack M Team is not making it easy, maintaining a consistent pace. Can Roel Postma find some extra pace to bring the fight to Jack M Team?
If racing were a dance, Jury U would be trying to lead, but Mr. Bang just keeps cutting in. The dance floor is heating up. While Roll Postma is not under immediate threat from Richard Rossier, they still need to stay focused and avoid any errors. Any slip-up could cost them their position.
It's like Roel Postma's out on the open highway and Richard Rossier is still getting directions at the last gas station. Got a bit of catching up to do.
Crikey. Roll Postma's flat out like a lizard drinking, pulling away from Richard Rossier with quite a clip. Would ya look at that gap? Mr. Bang's got a better chance of finding a sober Aussie on Australia Day. But hey, we love an underdog. Go get them, Tiger. The gap between Mr. Bang and Smells Like Wee is widening. It's now up to 31.7 seconds. The strategy plays such a crucial role, doesn't it? Choosing when to pit, what tyre compound to use. It's like a high-speed chess game out there.
Exactly, and to think they're making these decisions on the fly, with so many variables at play. It's a mix of intuition, experience, and sheer guts. Kudos to the team strategists and drivers alike.
Things are going according to plan for Lars, who is currently 6th.
Indeed, but in the fast lane, there's no time to relax. Lars's grip on 6th will be tested.
We've seen overtakes, close calls, and pure racing genius today. Currently, Quim 1962 has carved out a spot at first.
It's a dance, Rob. The way Quim 1962 holds onto that first, it's like they're leading in a tango.
Looks like Armin Sunoiler's strategy might just be to let the rest of them die of old age. It's a waiting game now.
Good lord, at this rate, Armin Sunoiler's gonna finish this race in the afterlife. Hope they got good insurance.
Sorry to cut in here. Quim 1962 is in the pits. The pressure is really on for Quim 1962 in first as Jack M team is closing in. This is where experience and skill really count. The gap between Lars and Armin Sunoiler may be wide, but hold up a mo. Quim 1962 has pulled into the pits. Smells like Wee is owning the tarmac, confidently owning the 8th spot. No worries for Smells Like Wee, who's leaving Mr. Bang for dust, as though they're a parched bloke chasing the beer van. Tell ya what, Roll Postma's trailing harder than my belt after Christmas dinner. Reckon he's got a plan up his sleeve, or is he just here for the sausage sizzle? It's starting to look like we might get a battle between Roll Postma and Jack M team. Looks like Richard Rossier is trying to chase down Quim 1962, but right now it feels a bit like my attempts at dieting. A lot of hard work with slow results.
You know, Richard Rossier reminds me of my dog chasing its tail, persistent and entertaining. But I hope for them, there's a better end result in sight.
The gap between Roll Postma in second and Jack M team remains over a second, but Roll Postma is not letting up. They're pushing hard and looking for any opportunity to close the gap up. Can they pull it back in the remaining 33 minutes? It's game on now. Roll Postma has closed the gap to Jack M team. It's now down to 0.7 seconds.
Now this is what we call real racing. It's anyone's race, wide open as a Carolina sky. Who's gonna step up and take us to victory lane?
Cricky, Armin Sunoiler's got more ground to cover than I do at the family barbecue when Auntie Sharon's had one too many. Good luck, mate.
Speaking of rhythm, have you heard Lars's favorite song? Maybe Armin Sunoiler can play it to distract them and close that gap. Just a thought.
Hang on to your cork hats, mates. We're about to see more jousting than a footy final between Armin Sunoiler and Lars.
I reckon Armin Sunoiler's dialed in their camber settings. They're getting a much better contact patch on the tires, gaining on Lars with every twist and turn.
Oh, this is getting intense. Roll Postma is just a few car lengths behind Jack M team.
It's hotter than a jalapeno out here. If Roel Postma gets any closer to Jack MT, we're gonna need to put this stream on OnlyFans.
Roel Postma is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Jack MT to 0.5 seconds. It's a great day, and the tarmac's heating up, and these tires are getting a proper workout.
Speaking of which, tire management is such an underrated skill. Knowing when to push hard and when to conserve, it's like a strategic dance out there on the asphalt.
I've seen kangaroos jump less than the sparks between Jack MT and Roel Postma. It's almost like a Saturday night date, but with a lot more rubber burning.
On this asphalt battlefield, Jack MT's determination is the weapon, and Roel Postma is the target.
The evolution of these cars over the years is nothing short of incredible. The aerodynamics, the tire technology, it's all a game of innovation.
Couldn't have said it better. And to think about the data analytics behind every decision, from tire pressures to wing.
Hold on a moment, Richard Rossier has decided to pit. It's hotter out there than an Aussie summer day, mate. Reckon Armin Sunoiler can catch some shade behind Lars?
Shade? Here, we call that drafting. Let's see if they can stay cool and make a move. If not, there's always the AC in the pit.
Sorry to interrupt here, but Richard Rossier is pitting. The gap between Armin Sunoiler and Lars is expanding faster than a bull's waistline. It's now a whopping 1.1 seconds. Oi, Quim 1962's in a bit of a pickle, having to cover more ground than a kangaroo in the midday sun. Their only saviour might be if Jack MT cocks up.
Yep, and even then, it's a long shot like trying to shoot a squirrel from 100 yards. Now, racing is a lot like Southern barbecue. It's all about patience and keeping the heat just right. So, let's see if Quim 1962 can cook up a comeback.
Oh no, what's this? It looks like Jack MT has been called into the pits. The race is heating up as Armin Sunoiler in 7th closes in on Lars. The gap is just over a second, and I'm sure they are going to do everything possible to try and close the distance. They're not giving up without a fight. Hold on a moment, Jack MT is in the pits. Look at this. Armin Sunoiler is practically drafting off Lars. With the gap this small, East Straight is going to be a real test. It's looking good for Roel Postma, sitting in first. No room for error here. Armin Sunoiler is breathing down the neck of Lars, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move.
They say rubbing is racing, but if Armin Sunoiler gets too close, they might end up trading carbon fiber souvenirs instead of positions.
Sorry to cut in here, smells like we has pulled into the pits. Tell ya what, Lars has got more guts than a croc in a boxing ring. Closing that gap and breathing down the neck of Armin Sunoiler. Hope Armin Sunoiler brought the aero guard, cause is about to get bitten. Lars is falling behind Armin Sunoiler at a rate of knots. They're going to need some serious pedal power to close that gap. In the midst of this high-octane spectacle, smells like Wee's skill is shining through as they claim 8th. The gap between Renault 99 and Jack M Team is not insurmountable, but it's going to take a mistake from Renault 99 to bring Jack M Team into play.
That's right, and Jack M Team knows that they have to keep pushing hard and driving their own race. They can't let Renault 99 off the hook.
Renault 99 has just dropped the ball. Jack M Team didn't waste any time taking advantage of that.
It's a good old southern cook-off. Jack M Team serving up some spicy moves while Renault 99 still marinating. Let's hope they bring the heat soon.
Even though Lars is a fair way behind Armin Suneuler, they can't afford to let their guard down. Armin Suneuler is still vulnerable to mistakes. Armin Suneuler is burning rubber like there's no tomorrow. Lars needs to show some ticker if they want to close that gap.
Well, Rob, as we say in North Carolina, the race ain't over till the checkered flag. Let's see if Lars has some tricks up their sleeve.
It's a classic case of chasing down the car ahead for Lars, who is currently in P7. But Armin Suneuler is not making it easy, and the gap remains over a second. This will require some expert driving from Lars. Mate, Lars is creeping up on Armin Suneuler like a dingo on a picnic. Must have tweaked that brake bias a touch to the rear.
Now this is what I call some high-octane excitement. Both drivers pedal down, looking to grab the brass ring.
How do racing drivers, like yourself back in the day, train themselves to maintain concentration for long periods of time?
Mental training is a huge part of a driver's preparation, Rob. Techniques like meditation, visualization, and working with sports psychologists can help drivers build their focus and mental endurance for a race.
Hollywood couldn't script this better. Armin Suneuler's shadowing Lars, waiting for the slightest misstep. Armin Suneuler appears to be losing ground on Lars. They will need to pick up the pace a bit as they head into turn 10-11, light bulb and see if they can get a good exit and gain some ground. Tell ya what, Renault 99 is trailing like my mate Dave after a bender. Hope there's no random testing today. Stone the crows. Renault 99's managed to trim that gap with Richard Rossier, Must be the slipstream effect on this straight. Or maybe they've put down that beard.
Lukey here, Renault 99's got the optimal differential settings, allowing for tighter corner exits. It's like watching a cat chase a laser pointer when they chase Richard Rossier.
You ever miss the roar of engines, Hal?
Every single day, Rob. But we've got the next best thing, dissecting every nuance of these races and sharing our digital wisdom with the world.
It's like watching a cheetah chase its prey. Renault 99's got Richard Rossier in their crosshairs.
The roaring engines are echoing Renault 99's battle cry. Richard Rossier, can you hear the thunder?
It's a game of cat and mouse out there, with Jury Yu trying to find the perfect opportunity to make a move on Mr. Ban. The gap is over a second, but every fraction counts. Can Jerry Yu close in enough to mount a challenge?
Just like my attempt at barbecue last summer, your Yu's burning time but ain't getting any hotter.
This is edge of the seat stuff. Renault 99 is relentlessly hunting down Richard Rossier. Who'll blink first?
Sweet tea and biscuits. Renault 99's got the pedal to the metal, chasing down Richard Rossier like it's the last slice of pie at a family reunion.
From the grandstands to the pit lane, all eyes are on the action. Amongst the frontrunners, Smells Like We is showing prowess in 8th.
Absolutely, Rob. It's like watching a maestro at work. Every move Smells Like We makes is pure art.
He's pulling away. Smells Like We is increasing the gap to Mr. Bang. It looks like Mr. Bang needs to dig deep and find some courage to catch up. Will they be able to take the risk and push their car to the limit?
That's right, Rob, it's time for Mr. Bang to show us what they're made of. Will they be brave enough to go for it, or will they be content with just following in the footsteps of Smells Like We? Let's see who's got the guts to take the lead.
Talk about intense. Renault per 99 is on Richard Rossier's bumper. We're in for a treat as they approach turn 1, Hans Gen turn. Would ya look at that? Renault per 99's thrown down the gauntlet. Richard Rossier, you gonna pick that up or just admire the view from behind?
Dang nabbit, Renault per 99's bringing some serious thunder with that lap. Wonder if Richard Rossier felt that tremor.
It looks like Lars is pushing hard to catch up to Armin Sanola. The gap is over a second, but Lars is not giving up just yet. Can they close the distance and make a move on Armin Sanola?
Hoo boy, Lars needs to kick it into high gear. Right now, they're slower than molasses in January or my cousin Earl trying to solve a crossword.
You'd reckon Quim 1962 was tracing the shadows of ancient Dreamtime stories with that sprawling distance ahead. It's a trek that rivals the tales of old bunyip chasers.
Feels like they're chasing moonshine dreams in broad daylight, doesn't it? But every now and then, the dream becomes real.
Sorry to interrupt here, but Renault per 99 has decided to pit. I've made some questionable life decisions, but trailing over 2 seconds behind? Even I'm not that self-sabotaging. Did you hear about the race car driver who got a parking ticket? He said it was fine with him.
Oh, that one's got some mileage. Well, butter my biscuit, the race ain't over till that flag waves. Got to keep those wheels rolling and eyes on the prize till the very end.
In a race where seconds count, Smells Like We is counting on less of them between themselves and Lars. Much like I'm counting on less seconds until lunchtime. Oh no, what's this? It looks like Roll Postma has been called into the pits. Jerry Yu is pushing really hard, but as we know, pushing too hard can lead to other mistakes, like locking up the brakes or missing a shift. These drivers are walking a tightrope between pushing the limits and making costly errors.
Absolutely, it's all about finding that sweet spot where you're pushing the car to its limits without crossing the line into reckless driving. That's where experience and skill come into play. The mental game is just as important here. Jorg Yu must keep their cool while putting pressure on Mr. Bang.
The age-old challenge. Renault per 99 is trying to catch Armin Sanola, sort of like trying to find a matching sock in the laundry. The struggle is real, folks.
Dang, Renault per 99 is so far back, they're in a different time zone. Hope they remember it's race day, not laundry day.
The gap between Jerry Yu and Mr. Bang is razor thin as they vie for 9th in this nail-biting contest. Breaking development. Lars is in the pits. Things are heating up as Jerry Yu closes in on Mr. Bang. The gap breaking update. Oi.
Is it just me or?
Nah, mate, Roll Postma really just took the scenic route through the outback of Bridgehampton race circuit. Crikey.
Dang, Roel Postma's swerving around like me chasing a sale at the car parts store. Always ends up being a wild ride.
It's a thrilling pursuit as Mr. Bang is right behind Jerry Yu, keeping the pressure on for 9th place. Talk about pressure. Mr. Bang is caught in the middle, feeling the heat from both Eddie G and Jury U.
You're right on the money, Rob. Mr. Bang is caught between two determined rivals, and the gaps to the cars ahead and behind add an extra layer of complexity. It's a delicate balance between defense and seeking opportunities.
Mate, Mr. Bang's really given it a burl out there. Ripping it up like a croc in a waterhole.
I tell ya, I haven't seen that kind of ferocity since my days at Indy. But you Aussies, always gotta bring up the wildlife, huh?
Stone the crows. Mr. Bang's in 10th, but if I know them, Jury U's gonna cop an Aussie-style sneak attack real soon. It's pedal to the metal for Mr. Bang, while Jury U's still flipping through the radio channels. Seems like Jury U is getting in range of Mr. Bang.
And they are poised to capitalize on any mistake, but who's going to make that mistake first?
The battle is on for Jury U. They're sandwiched between two rivals, Eddie G 0.1 seconds away and Mr. Bang 0.1 seconds ahead. It's a true test of their racecraft. Sometimes, I feel the strategy behind these races is deeper than a conversation at 3 a.m. in an outback pub.
You're telling me, it's like planning a family reunion in a small southern town. You've got to consider who's coming, who's feuding, and who's gonna cause a ruckus. Then prepare for it all to change in a heartbeat.
You reckon Jury U's got a shot, mate?
I'd say it's like trying to throw a football into a moving pickup truck from 50 yards. Tough, but not impossible. This isn't just racing, it's art in motion. And your U is painting a masterpiece in pursuit.
Braking development. Armin Sunoiler has pulled into the pits. At this stage of the race, Quim 1962 is holding on to first. Anything can happen from here. Well, butter my biscuits, Hal. Quim 1962 is watching their lead over Jack M team shrivel faster than a prune in the sun. We're down to just 27.2 seconds.
Quim 1962 better find a way to step on the gas or else Jack M team will be whizzing past before you can say, checkered flag.
Good on ya, roll postma. Trailin' so far back, reckon the front pack has already written the eulogy.
Well, butter me up and put me on a biscuit. Roel Postma's got a mountain to climb. But, knowing Roel Postma, that's just the kind of challenge they like. Like trying to square dance in a roundhouse.
I'm curious, Hal, can you tell us about any pre-race rituals you had when you were racing?
Of course, Rob. Before every race, I would listen to a specific playlist of songs to help me get in the zone. I also had a lucky pair of socks that I would wear during races. It may sound silly, but those little rituals help me feel prepared and focused.
The gap might be more than a second, but Roll Postma is showing persistence. Kind of like me trying to open a pickle jar. Keep at it, and something's got to give.
You ever been to a school reunion and thought, what happened to that guy? Well, I'm looking at Roel Postma, I'm thinking the same.
Blimey, Richard Rossier is farther back than my hairline. But, you know what they say about Aussies. Never say die. Unless it's a spider. Then just run. They're going for the same piece of tarmac. Sparks are flying as they battle for position, daring each other to brake later and go deeper into the corners.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. The proximity of these cars is incredible. The precision and trust these drivers have in each other is truly remarkable.
Bloody oath, smells like wee is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to Lars down to a scant 34.3 seconds.
Smells like Wee's suspension setups really letting them carry speed into the apex, catching up to Lars like molasses in winter.
Jack M team is placed second at the moment. They are hoping to keep their distance ahead of Roll Postma, who is 1.9 seconds behind.
Oi, Roel Postma, better crank up that Walkman and put on some tunes. At this rate, you'll be catching up to Jack M Team by the encore.
Jack M Team has just put in a faster lap than Roll Postma, so that's going to give them something to worry about.
Whoa, Nelly, Jack M Team's laying down some naughty numbers. Roel Postma, you need a cold shower after that?
Oh mate, smells like we's more out of place than a vegan at a Bunnings sausage sizzle. Time to throw another gear on the barbie.
That's right, smells like we and Eighth knows they have to push to the limit if they want to catch up. But Lars is no slouch, and they're going to be pushing just as hard. It's a battle of skill and will out there.
It might be early days, but Renault 99 is already casting a shadow from the fifth.
You've nailed it. The track is a battleground, and Renault 99's position is their fortress. Let's see how long they hold the fort.
He can't hold on. Renault 99 is losing time to Armin Sunoiler.
They need to step up their game and start pulling away again.
Oof, if Lars was a kangaroo, they'd be roadkill by now. Come on, mate, put some pep in that step.
Well, butter my biscuit, Lars is hanging back like they're waiting for an inheritance. But ain't nobody dying up front.
It's not looking good for Lars. They are still behind Armin Sunoiler and the gap is increasing. They are gonna need to dig a bit deeper to turn this around. Blimey, smells like we is so far back, they might as well stop for a beer at the pub. If they spot my ex there, tell them to drive faster. Good news for Smells Like We, the gap to Lars has decreased. It's now down to 42.4 seconds.
He'll be looking for a mistake to pounce on.
Hey, Hal, you've had your fair share of races with little action. How did you handle the situation back in your racing days?
Well, Rob, patience is key in such scenarios. You need to stay focused and be ready to seize any opportunity that comes your way. It's like a game of chess at 200 miles per hour.
There's no escape now. Jack M Team is breathing fire and has locked onto Roll Postma's tail. The track is alive with action, and right in the thick of it, we've got Quim 1962 cruising in first. Like a dingo on the chase, Roll Postma is hounding Quim 1962 and the gap's now just 23.1 seconds. It's the classic cat and mouse game, but instead of cheese, the prize is a racing position. Can Smells Like We steal it from Lars? The gap between Smells Like We and Lars is fading faster than the last rays of the outback sun.
He's waiting on that golden chance like a hound on a pork chop.
So, Hal, considering the high speeds and split-second decision-making involved in racing, what's the impact of even a minor lapse in concentration?
A minor lapse in concentration can have significant consequences, Rob. It could lead to an off-track excursion, a loss of position, or even a collision. That's why it's crucial for drivers to stay focused and alert throughout the race.
Things are getting spicy now, as Roll Postma and Jack M Team look to battle it out for second place.
This could be where Jack M Team is.
Hold that thought. Hold the phone. Oof. Lars misjudged that corner like I misjudged my last relationship. Too fast, too soon. Like a scene from a thriller, Jack M Team's on Roll Postma's tail, hungry for that spot. I tell you what, Jack M team has got more problems than a maths book right now. Roll Postma is leaving them in a cloud of dust. The crowd is on tender hooks as Lars in 8th chases after Smells Like We. The gap is just over a second, and you can feel the tension in the air. Can Lars find a way to catch up?
Y'all remember the tortoise and the hare? Well, Lars is neither. More like a snail with commitment issues.
Remember when we thought Lars had peaked? Think again. They're harnessing every bit of downforce and it's making Smells Like We's mirrors awfully busy.
This is where the race gets really exciting. Both drivers will be pushing to the limit to gain the advantage.
You ever wonder, Rob, how much preparation goes into each race weekend? It's not just about the driver, but the hundreds behind the scenes, making every little detail count.
Oh, absolutely. The hours spent in the simulator, the mechanics working overnight on those tweaks. Racing is as much about team spirit and dedication as it is about speed on the track. It's a collective masterpiece.
Looks like Lars is chasing Smells Like We harder than a croc chasing a tourist who's lost their thongs. It's a bit of a long shot, but we all remember that one time at the pub, right? Gee whiz, Lars is getting some solid torque out of those corners. They must have figured out the perfect throttle control while trail braking. Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed. It seems like Roll Postma is struggling. Their last lap time wasn't as good as Jack M team's. As a former driver, Hal, how did you manage the physical demands of racing?
It's all about preparation, Rob. Drivers undergo rigorous fitness training to build their strength, stamina, and flexibility. A proper diet and hydration plan is also essential to ensure peak performance on race day.
With steely determination and laser focus, Lars is homing in on Smells Like We. The battle lines are drawn. Boy, Lars is hotter than a summer Barbie right now. Wonder if Smells Like We's feeling a bit exposed?
Hot damn, Lars is burning it up, and Smells Like We's got front row seats to the show. Hope they didn't blush too hard.
Blimey, Roll Postma's more eager to catch Jack M team than a bloke at the bar at last call. Hope he's got the stamina for this chase.
Looks like Roel Postma has got more moves than a cowboy in a honky-tonk bar. Jack M team better watch out or he'll be two-stepped right off the track.
The gap between Roll Postma and Jack M team is growing. It's now up to 1.1 seconds. The race is really heating up. Lars is hunting down Smells Like We with everything they've got.
Y'all ever been to a Carolina hoedown? Cuz Lars is dancing with that car, looking to waltz right past Smells Like We.
By crikey, Lars's lap time is like a cold beer on a hot day, absolutely smashing. Smells Like We, you need a moment to recover?
As long as Lars can maintain that consistency and pace, it will be interesting to see.
Roll Postma's giving it a red hot go, but can't seem to muster the pace to keep up with Jack M team. It's like chasing a roux on a motorbike. Anyone who says that Assetto Corsa Friends is not the best racing club on the planet is clearly insane. The quality of driving we're seeing out there on the track is absolutely phenomenal.
I couldn't agree more. It's like these drivers were born to race. They're weaving in and out of traffic, taking corners at unbelievable speeds, and making it all look effortless. It's clear that they've put in the time and effort to hone their skills.
Looks like Roll Postma is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curbs aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about finding the right balance between speed and control.
Roll Postma could be on a charge here, how they have just put in a quicker lap than Jack M Team.
Yeehaw, Roel Postma just lassoed that lap time. Jack M Team, you feeling a bit tied up now?
You know, Renault 99 reminds me of my dating life. Starts with promise, ends up tailing behind everyone else.
My mama used to say, you can't shine if you don't try. Guess Renault 99 missed that lesson. Just like my pie making class.
And it's a checkered flag for Quim 1962, who crosses the finish line with a commanding victory. What a phenomenal performance, absolutely dominant today.
And that's why Quim 1962 is one of the best in the business. A dominant display of driving from start to finish, leaving the rest of the pack in the dust.
Taking 6th, 8th, and 9th is Armin Sunola, Smells Like We, and Mr. Bang. Some might say that second place is the first loser, but Jack M Team certainly doesn't see it that way. They put in a phenomenal effort and should be proud of their impressive result. Excellent focus from Roll Postma to secure a fantastic third place on the podium. Richard Rossier take 4th. Renault 99 in 5th. Lars End in 7th.